Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another segment of Hanging Out for a Living. Today, I am truly honored to welcome Carly Thorne, also known as Kat. Carly is a transformational leader, best-selling author, speaker, consultant, producer, actor, and creative force who brings together mind, body, business, and spirit in a way that is both grounded and expansive. Born with congenital rubella syndrome and having navigated more than 64 surgeries, Carly doesn't just teach transformation, she embodies it. Her work bridges the East and the West, blending conscious business, creativity, and lived wisdom with multisensory, multimedia experiences that invite people to actively co-create their lives. She lives by the belief that life is a play, and we are all the writers, editors, producers, and directors of our own story. And today we get to explore what that really means. Welcome to Hanging Out for a Living, Carly.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So looking forward to this. Let's dive into our questions. So, you often say life is a play. We are the actors, the writers, and directors of our lives. What did it take through lived experience for that philosophy to move from concept to conviction for you?
Well, the reality is, depending on what your belief systems are, we create our reality. And I like the fact that you can rewrite your story,
Mhm.
and that's the same thing. You're the producer of your life. You can edit, you can delete, you can rewrite. Right? You are the actress or actor in your play. You are the person acting it all out. So the reality is, in every aspect of production, you are. And you produce what it is that you put into the reality of yourself. And you put it out there, and it's just a fun way of saying, we can change your lives, we can rewrite our story.
I love that. Now, your work weaves together mind, body, business, and spirit through multisensory experiences. Why is engaging all of the senses so essential for true and lasting transformation?
Well, when I actually meet people, that's the first thing I'm doing is I'm building an archetype about the person. So I'm finding out, how do they learn? Are they audio? Are they digital, audio digital? Are they kinesthetic? Or are they just strictly, someone that learns through doing? So
Mm.
you have to kind of know how someone learns. And then once you know how someone learns, you can kind of build a blueprint around them.
Ah,
So everything
okay.
I do is individualized. So I really literally dive in. Are they left-handed? Are they right-handed? What archetype are they? Are they fairies? Are they pixies? Are they angels? Or whatever archetype they are,
Sure.
and that helps me dial in their energy and again build something around that. It's so important. Most people just meet people.
Mhm.
Yes, they get to know them and they
Sure.
ask questions, but you really need to be someone who, studying archetypes and studying neurolinguistics programming and hypnotherapy and all that stuff really helps for you to develop a plan for a person.
And it helps you to dive deeper, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because you can get underneath all the layers. I actually had an interview the other day, and the lady finally asked me, "Well, what am I?" You know, so actually, I did a little archetype work with her, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's like so so accurate." Like you have a lot of angel energy, and angels are the teachers, the healers,
Mm.
of the world, really. And angels tend to have roundish faces, right? They carry a little bit of weight in their belly. That's just kind of the water in their belly actually is a way of them tuning into the frequency from above. It
Okay.
buffers. It's like a buffer, if you will. And it's also an energetic boundary or energetic protection for the person. But there's so many archetypal systems. So you kind of have to pick and choose which ones you want to play with, and then dive in from there. And it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it sounds like it is. And you're deeply committed to conscious business and collaboration. What does conscious business actually look like in practice, and how can leaders and entrepreneurs begin integrating it without feeling overwhelmed?
Yeah, so the reality is it's a we society, not an I society. So you need to have people to collaborate with. And even if you have a one-on-one client, if they're not willing to co-create with you, it's not going to work.
True.
Right. So
Yeah.
collaboration is like key to everything that I do. And consciousness is because I basically want to know that that person's going to do the work. If I ask you to do something and you don't do it, consciousness wise, you're not going to evolve or change or grow. I mean,
True.
you have to be willing to do the work. So consciousness plays a huge role in it. It also ties into authenticity,
Hmm.
trust, because people like to work with people that they can trust, right?
Absolutely.
And that are authentic.
Yes.
Authentic is huge. If we're doing this interview and I'm saying something on this interview, but when I get off this interview, I do something entirely differently, that's not authentic. And I just said the word but, which I do not like to use. I change all buts with ands
Yes.
because and is a much softer landing. And people, when they hear the word but, they retract. They're
That's
waiting
true. Yeah,
to.
you recoil. Yeah,
I caught myself saying it, so that's why I wanted to correct it.
that's fine.
Um, so yeah, so that I just think that the conscious collaboration piece is huge. And as leaders, by showing that you're willing to collaborate with your employees, that makes you a better leader. If you're a dictator, you're not going to get very far.
No, I agree. You've got to be in the trenches with your employees.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I totally agree. You speak often about the ripple effects, co-creation, and paying it forward. So, what kind of ripple are you most intentional about creating in the world right now?
Yeah, so for me, because I've had the 64 surgeries and I've been through a lot of stuff, it's
Yeah.
always about creating ripple of positivity. I usually wear fun shirts or
Mhm.
shirts with sayings on them, so they're conversation starters. And the colors help keep me positive too, because
Sure.
a lot of times I'm in pain or I've had another procedure or something's going on, like I have surgery on Thursday. It's just another day for me. However, still, I mean, when you're going through surgery, you kind of get depressed, you're in pain, what
Oh,
have you.
yeah.
So I need to find tools and ways to keep myself positive and uplifted. And so that is my ripple effect for me is creating positivity. When I walk down the street, if I see someone without a smile, I'll smile because the reality is if you smile, they'll smile back. They
True.
don't,
Okay. Yeah.
like if you yawn, the other person yawns. Well, it's the same thing. If you smile when you're walking down the street and someone doesn't have a smile, you'll notice that automatically they'll smile back. They won't
True.
even know they're doing it, but it
Good.
happens. It
Exactly.
happens. Yeah. So it's really important to, at least I do believe the ripple effect is such an important piece. I don't think we realize how important the ripple effect is and what we put out there in the world.
I totally agree. And Carly, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the way you show up with courage and creativity and compassion and conviction. Your story and the work you are what you're doing is really a reminder that transformation isn't something we wait for, it's something we actively create. So, folks, if today's conversation resonated with you, and you'd like to continue the conversation or the journey with Carly, be sure to check out her contact information and links in the description of this video. That's the best way to connect, collaborate, and explore her multisensory transformational work more deeply. And to everyone watching or listening, remember the script is still being written. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Thank you so much, Carly. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Bye, everybody.
Bye.